Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight, for the very first time, we bring you round 5, season 25 of Sunday Night Lights from the Hungaroring, which, of course, is the new track to iRacing this season. And they've turned out in droves. We're at our strongest strength of field of the season at 48.71, just tick under 49. And looking forward to a big one. I'm Alex McKellar, of course, and joining me once again is the chaotic one himself, back from man hiatus, so to speak, and ready to call the action once again. Corey, should be a big night ahead.
Absolutely, Alex. Glad to be back. 2 weeks off, and I feel completely refreshed and ready to go here. And what a great field that we've gathered here tonight, Alex. As you said, just a tick under 4,919 cars in the field. This should be an absolute banging kind of a race here to debut the Hungaroring.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Should be massive, and it's a fun track to drive. I'm expecting some pretty tight racing up the front, really tough to pass too. So, looking to see what some of the best Skippy drivers around can make of it now that we're finally here. Now, number one seater car here tonight's Julian O'Fray, of course, currently leading the series, or this season, I should say. Oh, that's not the right one. Dimitri, we'll come to him later. Naoya Nagai. Nagai's son is back in action tonight. Great to see him back, of course. He came second a couple of seasons ago and hasn't been back for a long time. I don't know if he's had work or something, but great to see Nagai's son back as he's warming up the tyres there. Sam Devanti, the cowboy, car number 3, had a shocking finish to the warm-up race tonight, looking to get some back. Hayata Asaga, another Japanese driver, looking to make his name here in the top split on a Sunday night. Loris Amadio, the 5th plated car here, leading Italian. Just behind him is compatriot Giuseppe Tellini, Gol Kawabe. 3 Japanese seeds in the top 10. Haven't seen that before. Corey Lean is the number 8 here tonight. Number 9, Fraser Smith returns to us tonight, and Vladimir Kiplich from Central Eastern Europe is another one to return tonight, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And kicking off the 11th position car, it's going to be Takumi Yamato from the Japan club. Great to see Takumi back in action to make it the 4th out of 5 of our Japanese contingent here. We've got Daniel Otuga from Scandinavia here as the 12th plated car. He'll be looking for a good result here. Then we have Hiroshi Ueda from Japan club. Great to see Hiroshi back. He's been on the up and up lately. Be exciting to see how he handles this new track. We've got Xavier Sanchez as well from the Iberian club. Xavier, a very prolific driver, both in oval and road here on iRacing. From the UK and I, we have Nick Vaughan Roberts. And I remember back at his debut, he was a very aggressive driver. Be great to see what he can do here. Kevin Budgen?
Bugden.
I'm going to say Kevin Budgen from the UK and I club, as well as our 16th plated driver here tonight. Pretty sure he's making his debut unless he's been here in the last couple of weeks, because I haven't been. Dimitri Filipides from the Asia Club will be the 17th plated car here tonight. And great to see Filipides back as well. He's been on the up and up. They were wrapping up the field with a couple of Aussies. Vasco Soroski and his army of spotters are here tonight, Alex. And then Braden Martin from the Locked On lads wrapping up the field as the 19th plated car. Just sneaking in, mind you, with a 3.9K rating, Alex.
Yeah, 39.01 you needed to get in here tonight. That's a tall order, that's for sure. But great to see Braden in there. He'll every way's forward at that point. Although lap 1, he's stuck it in the top 5. Although no, he's sticking there in the top 5. Just dropped down 1 now. Might drop down some more as the second lap comes through. But Takumi Yamato currently sitting provisionally on pole with a 2:03.1, if you don't mind. 2:02.6 for Nagai, who is blistering in quali, let me tell you. Nagai-san is my tip for pole once the 2 laps are done, Corey. He is sensational when it comes to qualifying.
Oh, it's been a long time since we've seen the Nagai-san hit the track in Sunday Night Lights, Alex, but I definitely have to agree with you. As far as qualifying performances go, Nagai-san definitely one of the best. And, you know, if Yamato can manage to stay up there in P2, I'm pretty sure this will be the first time in MNL SNL history we'd have an all-Japanese lockout on the front row.
Yeah, indeed. Yamato's doing a great job. He's really rising through the ranks. Wasn't that long ago he was plying his trade in the second split, but now he's well and truly cemented his spot. Strongest soft for the season, and he's right in the midfield in terms of seedings and right up the top in the early stages of qualifying.
It's very exciting to see these guys coming up through the ranks, Alex. We're talking about them all the time. Braden talks about a few of them as well as they've been coming up through the second split. I mean, Braden himself, a graduate of the second split, getting himself up to the 3.9K I rating, It's an incredible effort, and, it's paying off for him tonight as well, being up here in the top split in our strongest strength of field that we've had all season. And, I reckon that action is probably going to be a plenty here as our second laps are starting to roll in, Alex.
Yeah, Ortuga jumping up to Vantia. He's grabbed his second lap, put it in the top five. Amadio and Smith straight up as they finish their laps. Nagai-san coming through to this. Only 3 sectors here. He's on the tail end of his third one. Tellini now sticks it in on the second row with Nagai still to come. He hasn't even... Swarovski up to 6th. Now, fantastic work from Swarovski. Martin and Devanti are relegated to 8th and 9th. What's Nagai got for us? He rounds the final corner. Kawabe up to P4. 2 Japanese drivers in the top 5. What's Nagai got for us? A 2:02.4. Get that, India. There'd be people out there who haven't done a 2:02 all week, let alone in quali. Outstanding from the Japanese driver. Sanchez crosses the line now. Only good enough for 18th. No, he's jumped up to 12th. And that'll do us, will it, for quali? Nick Vaughan Roberts? Everybody's done. All right. Let's go take a look at our grid after that little lot. Round 5 from the Hungaroring, Season 25 Sunday Night Lights. Naoya Nagai. I picked it, Corey. He's taken out pole with a 2:02.4. Outstanding time. Daniel Ortuga joins him on the front row. I'm not sure that he's Scandinavian, but that's the club he's got. 4 tenths behind, if you don't mind. Row 2 is Giuseppe Tellini from Doctor's Wave, Italy, and Gol Kawabe back on the second row. Fantastic qualifying from Kawabe-san. Laura Samario from Italy starts from 5th. Fraser Smith joins him on the third row starting 6th. Vasco Swarovski for Team Clowns Racing pops it on 7th, if you don't mind, to just ahead of Takumi Yamato from Japan starting in 8th. Sam Devantia, the Speedy Snails cowboy racer himself, starts from 9th. Braden Martin starts from on the 5th row, right beside his ANZ compatriot there in 10th, which I think is almost his best qualifying performance on a Sunday night, certainly in this calibre of field. Julian O'Fray, surprisingly, all the way down in 11th, as is Xavier Sanchez, just behind him, the Spanish driver, starting in 12th. As we go over the page, 13th tonight, off the grid, Hiroshi Ueda from Japan. Dimitri Filippidis starts in 14th. 15th, Vladimir Kiplich. Oh, as the 16th, Hayata Asaga from Japan. Kevin Bugden for Nippy Racing, 17th off the grid. Corey Lean returns tonight to start 18th. And last of our starters tonight for Two Fools Racing is Nick Vaughan Roberts.
The race starts.
And thank you, Sodi. The race does indeed start. Why don't we go and grab the front as the red lights start to come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights mean rev. Green lights mean go as Fred, the flag marshal, vigorously waves his green flag once again. And the drivers, Corey, head off down into turn 1.
And it's a very wide-looking turn 1 here, Alex. I'm seeing 4, 5, sometimes 6 wide just about as they're coming down into this tight little hairpin. And for the most part, it looks like everyone has made it through it. Still some people 4 wide and 3 wide towards the back of the field. Hopefully they get it sorted out here before they reach turn 2. At the moment, it's Daniel Ortuga who has taken the lead here to begin things off with, Alex.
Yeah, Ortuga's got it done. Although, I tell you what, I like to start on the left-hand side. In the odd numbers, from my experience here, you generally get a good run. But Ortuga's really made the inside line work for him there with Nagai-san relegated to second. Good chance for him, though, to come through. Typically, he's not always been the most aggressive. Oh, we've lost one out the back. Who was that? That was Sanchez, was it? Yes, it was. He's gone from out the back. We'll grab a look at that later. I've got a bookmark on that one as we come through the middle chicane for the first time here at 8 and 9. Very tough to get consistent through there. Very deceptively late turn in for the first one. Straighten it out and see if you get the good run out of the second apex there. These guys really doing a fantastic job so far, Corey. We're all the way back to 18th in one long line of skippies.
And it's incredible to see how close they're all getting here, Alex. That middle sector, very, very difficult to pass in. And these guys are all making it work and getting themselves all sorted out. Ortuga, sorry, from Nagai-san in there in P2. Nagai not getting the best of starts, but he'll be just sitting there behind Ortuga now. He'll be just waiting for a perfect opportunity. And we might see him get a little bit of experimental here, especially along this front stretch. This is normally where DRS would be open for the Formula One cars, not so here for skippies. So it's going to be interesting to see where anyone can find a place to pass, Alex.
Mate, it is super tough to pass around here. Very tough indeed. Can lead to a bit of frustration. Oh, we see in the background, we see Frey making a real move on Swarovski. Although it's actually surprisingly... well, I was going to say, easy to defend around the outside line there because you've got the inside run into turn 2, but Swarovski possibly not wanting to lose the pack in front. Deferred to O'Fray that time round, and O'Fray gets it done. Just as we were saying how hard it was to pass. Kiplich and Vaughan Roberts in a battle too. Side by side they go, down the hill through 3. Surely they're not going to do it through 5 and 6 now. This kink here at turn 6 is... dramatic. Are they going to get it sorted beforehand? No, they're going to go side by side. That's going to cost one of them. It's going to cost
Corey
Lane.
Lane.
Yeah, Lane's going to lose a few positions out of that. Where Angels fear to tread, Corey. That's what that one is.
That's right, Alex. And I'm actually a bit surprised to see Corey Lane this far down the field. Out of everyone who put down a lap, he was the slowest in 18th. And it looks like he's still very struggling here in the middle sector. Losing another position now to Filipitas just about. Side by side. Oh, and a bit of netcode contact, and around goes Filipitas, Alex.
Filipitas did fantastically well to grab the brakes there. Lane just not giving it up at all. Meanwhile, we'll check back up front here. A long line of Skippy still. Devantio wiggling around his Speedy Snail's car. Just showing the nose, but recognising there's no point in battling there because Fraser Smith now, what is he? Oh, no, they're still within the draft there. I thought he might have been just out. You can see that gap there visibly. Looks like closing in on a second, Corey, and as soon as you hit that, you're in struggle town, right?
Especially around a track like this, Alex, there are a couple of decent straightaways here, but they're not really overly huge, so the draft doesn't quite work out in a lot of situations. And that second sector with how tight and twisty it is, this is definitely one of those tracks for the technical drivers as Nagai goes up the inside of Ortuga, trying to take the lead away in turn 1. Not going to work out for him this time. Now it's going to be the outside for Nagai-san as they start to head down towards turn 2, but Ortuga with enough speed managing to get past him, and now here comes Tellini up the inside of Nagai-san in turn 2. The guy trying to hold it around the outside, which would become the inside, but unfortunately he's going to lose out on that second position, Alex.
Yeah, there you go. We were just saying before, we saw Swarovski give it up for Frey, but that time round, Ortuga did not want to give up the lead. And he defended around the outside of turn 1, and that opened up the door for Tellini to get it done through 2 and 3 on the inside of Nagai-san that time round. Nagai-san will have his work cut out for him, not just to get the lead, but now he's got to jump 2 to get it back. Amazing stuff early on, just proving the point. You know, you hear it so often on the F1s series, and the commentary is that the drivers love this track to drive, and I can confirm it's a great track to drive. Very tough to pass, and I can tell you it's tough to pass in the skippies, and if it's hard to pass in a skippy, even with that big long front straight, Corey, imagine how tough it'd be in an F1.
Oh, I know, Alex, and I've got a lot of experience on the F1 games themselves, and even then, bursting AI, it can be very difficult to make those crucial overtakes on the front straight, and even heading up the hill towards turn 4. This is one of those just really difficult tracks. People like to coin this as a bigger Monaco, and we all know how hard Monaco was to pass, right?
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Kiplich Elbows out, gets around Martin, bit of netco there. Oh, now he's got a touch in the rear from Vaughan Roberts as well. I'll tell you what, the boys are dead set getting the elbows out here to get past. Martin now carrying a bit of damage. He will not be happy about that. Rear wing not so bad in these cars, but now look, there's a swamp or a swarm of cars behind him trying to get past. This time it's Bugden going to have a look up the inside. 3 wide. They're trying to go 4 wide. They could do it here. Oh, as we see Kiplich come underneath. Now the 10-plated car, he tries to get on the inside there. They're going to go 3 wide. Still no. 2 by 2. This time led by Bugden. He's going to see Vaughan Roberts up this. Oh, Bugden's out-braked himself. And Gornsky. No, he's back. Oh, Martin's around. That's big contact and around with Kiplich. Oh, he will be absolutely filthy on that. Those two boys not having a great night. Let's go check it out. Corey, what happened here? Oh, you see Bugden go off into the nethersphere, disappear briefly. And then Martin, 2 by 2, they went around turn 3. And on the run down the hill, come on, we'll go a bit faster here. What's happened here? Oh, I think I'm not sure if Vaughan Roberts has checked him up and then Kiplich has hit him. And I don't know. It's pretty messy either way, Corey.
Oh, that definitely was a very messy situation there, Alex. And definitely a lot of feeling going on the driver radio too. I unmuted briefly just to see what they were saying, and some not so nice words exchanged there between Kiplich and Martin.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Hey, tell me, if you're listening in, is Kiplich's accent, is that Eastern European, or has he got what sort of twang has he got?
There's definitely a little bit of European in it. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint it exactly myself, but yeah, definitely from that similar kind of an area, Alex.
Yeah, I was wondering. Actually, it was Philippides I was wondering about. He's from the Asia Club, but I swear he's got an Aussie accent. Anyway, we've got a string of skippies that stretches, what's that, 10 deep. Top 10 tonight, vying out for, well, they're still in contention, really. And I think we've got 2 Aussies and 2 ANZ drivers in there as Devantia makes a move up the inside of Kawabe at turn 1, gets it done. O'Fray getting interested now on the outside as they run down into 3 and 4. This time round, what's Kawabe got up the inside? Will he come back at him? Will O'Fray get it done around 3? It looks like he will. It's a long run around there, but I think he's got the drive, and he does. He gets it done. So Kawabe goes back 2 spots in 2 corners, Corey. That's about, well, it's pretty tough when you got to try and get him back at this track, that's for sure.
That's exactly right, Alex. That outside around the turn 2 there, not an easy overtake to make. You definitely got to carry a lot of momentum into that corner and make sure you pinch the guy down on the inside a lot, to use a little bit of NASCAR terminology there. But these guys at the very front, Ortega, Tellini, Nagai, and Amadio, they seem to know what's going on right now. Fraser Smith trying to join in on this as well, but I just don't think he's going to really make an impact on this top 4, Alex.
Yeah, could well be the case, mate. And that draft up the front straight seen Sam Devantia take the fastest lap to this point in the race. Only a 10th faster than the pole sitter. 202.3 really speaks volumes as they're on, you know, they're 4.5 laps into it. They're on lap 5 now, and he's only a 10th quicker than the pole sitter's time. So, and these guys aren't doing a lot of battling, to be fair. They're pretty much line astern, so speaks a lot for what Nagai was able to do in quali, that's for sure. He's currently sitting in 3rd behind Tellini and Otuga. We've got Amadio, Smith, Devantia, O'Fray, Kawabe, Sorowski, and Yamato all in this front pack. And again, there's not even been a lot of shuffling of the decks here tonight, Corey. It's tough to pass here. You really have to earn the overtake when it comes. Look at this now. We've got potential change for the lead as they all swing out to the open up turn 1 now into the braking zone. Tellini briefly shows in the front of the scorecards the timing sheet as Otuga then defends on the inside this time round. But how much will that compromise him into turn 3, the downhill? And will Nagai follow through? Will Nagai go through with him? No, he will not. And this time he's going to tuck him behind Otuga. Tellini takes him a couple of corners, Corey, but he takes the lead.
That's exactly right, Alex. And one thing that I actually noticed there is that right from the braking zone of turn 2, Nagai had already made the decision that he was just going to hold on to third in that particular moment. He broke very early compared to the pair in front of him and left that gap wide open for Ortega to slip into. But Tellini absolutely stonks going into the lead here, and he'll be trying to keep that for as long as possible because of how difficult it is to pass around here, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Amadio already getting quite itchy behind Nagai's son. Now, Nagai really, 4/10 on pole he was, clear of everyone else. You know, the big concern that I would have with all that battling, and perhaps why he sort of held off going through 3 and 4 there, was potentially you lose the guy in front, and you know it's very very hard to catch back. But when you're 4/10 a lap quicker than everyone else in this field, you know perhaps you got to risk it. You know. And Nagai's son 2.0, as we recall a couple of seasons ago when he came second overall in the championship. Oh, as we see Frey, is he having a look up the inside of the Cowboy at the penultimate corner? Yes, he is. Cowboy will have the run into the final corner. Frey cedes the position and lives to fight another day. But Nagai 2.0 from a couple of seasons ago might have had the aggression up and had a look that time round, Corey. Maybe he's just still warming up.
Very well, could be, Alex. Could also be a little bit of ring rust here as we're going to go 3 wide for the lead now into turn 1. Guy Sun 2.0, he looks like he's actually back in action already. And that's not going to work out for him, though. Straight back to third and straight to the lead again goes Otuga once more. Tellini not wanting to have any of that triangle battle back now on the outside as they head towards turn number 2. Wheel to wheel, doorskin to doorskin they go. And looks like Tellini just not going to quite have the legs on it to keep it up there, Alex.
Oh, Tuga really opened up the corner. He stretched the friendship there, I think, with Tellini. He really opened up turn 3 there as much as he could. Almost running Tellini wide there as they come through that fantastic 4th gear kink there at turn 6, and then now the hairpin 2nd gear. It's hardly a hairpin when you take it in 2nd gear at these sorts of speeds, to be honest. A fantastic series of corners now, hard braking 2nd gear if you dare through the 8-9 chicane. Then you come up to a longer chicane where you stick it in 3rd, carry the momentum through the second part of that, the right hander, run it out wide, careful not to get the off track, then down into through 12 and into 13, a 4th gear sweeping corner if you don't mind. Look at them all streaming out to the outside, tracking out beautifully, then down through this final sector. Not a lot of passing here. Maybe you chuck it under brakes into 15 this next corner. You come around this hairpin, genuine 1st gear style hairpin, 2 hairpins to finish. Tough to get a move done here, Corey, and then the line creeps up on you so quickly on the exit of 16, this final corner, that realistically, you know, where you enter that final sector is often how you finish.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex, and that just those last 2 hairpins alone definitely are the great equalizers of the race. They kind of force you to go single file through it. But speaking of not being single file, here we go with battle for the lead once more. Tellini very briefly hitting the front of the field. Going to get outclassed there on the exit by Ortega as they head down into turn number 2 once more. Nagai-san looking for a move, not going to find one now. Here comes Tellini up the inside of Ortega in turn 2, not going to quite be there. And the fighting is just going to continue. And something that I've noticed, Alex, is that everyone behind them is now right on everyone's gearboxes.
Mate, it's fascinating. I was watching the pack top to tail. There were battles within battles going on. You could see Frey pressuring Devanti. You could see Amadio pressuring Nagai. They all want to move forward. You could see them up the front straight. They all track out on the exit to the far left. Then they come over to the right along the pit wall. Then they go back to open the corner up. Fascinating stuff. You can see all these guys know how to drive. All these guys know how to do it. They all want to get forward. But it's all sort of cancelling each other out with this long draft train. And it just, again, it makes it so hard to pass when they're nose to tail like this. They're 10 deep, Corey. We're 8 laps in. 2/3 of the race gone by the time we finish this lap, and we're 10 cars deep. Can you believe it?
I absolutely cannot believe this, Alex. The action these guys are putting on right now, incredible. As Nagai-san showed the nose there a little bit to Tellini. on the entry to turn 12, possibly sizing up the possibility of an opportunity there later on, Alex, maybe.
Or Devantier shows the nose on Smith into the penultimate quarter. Cost him a bit. Now comes under pressure from O'Fray. And you know what? That costs them. You have that shot there. You know what you miss out on? The shot at turn one, which, albeit a really tough place to pass, and we've seen he can defend from inside or out if you get the run right into 3-4. But if you don't get the exit of the final corner right, if you don't set it up, you're immediately under pressure. And you look here, he's under pressure from O'Fray, all because of that look that he had into the penultimate on the exit of turn 14 into 15. Then he goes through the final corner. He's under pressure at turn one. You've got to think 3, 4, 5 corners ahead just to stay, in it. And all the time he's trying to move forward. At the same time, he's coming under attack. Fascinating racing here in this front pack of 10, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And going into turn 1 and 2 that time, it was Amadio who was trying to make the move on Nagai-san, unable to get it done as they got to the exit of turn 2. But the battling just all throughout this top 10 has been intense the entire race, Alex. I can't wait to see what these guys are going to be doing next. As O'Fray now trying to put all the pressure on Devantier as they were heading into the hairpin at turn 5. And O'Fray, you know that he likes to race and he wants to be up towards the front. So he's trying to start to get a little bit aggressive here now, Alex. So we have about 3.5 laps left to run in this race.
Yeah, he must be scratching his head. O'Fray, I saw him do the warm-up race and he had good pace, and the margins are so small. He can have all the good pace in the world, but you can't move forward with this calibre of field. I mean, it's tough in a pack of 4 or 5. I've done that a couple of times here this week, but a pack of 10... outstanding. Oh, now Devantier showing the nose at 13 now. At 14, comes into 15. This time he's going to be on the outside. O'Fray wants every piece of that he can get. Up at 15 now, the hairpin now coming into the second gear final corner. He's left hung out to dry as O'Fray and Devantier, this time right on the gearbox. But what has that done? That's compromised Smith's exit. That makes him vulnerable at 1 because he doesn't quite have the draft now. He's actually, 8 tenths, 9 tenths? So he's really going to have to defend hard here, Corey.
Exactly right, Alex. Now here comes the move from Devantier onto Smith, trying to go around the outside of turn 1. He's got most of the way up there, and he's going to hold on to it too here on the exit of 1. That's going to give him the inside here for turn number 2. Hopefully this will pay off for the young Aussie, as there's also a battle for the lead going on simultaneously between Tellini and Ortuga once more, Alex. And it looks like this time Tellini's taken the lead in that one, but still side by side for Smith and Devantier, and that got sorted out in turn 3. Devantier just couldn't quite have the legs to get around him, Alex.
Yeah, the little lock up into 3 down the hill there, that'll cost him. As we see side by side, the Cowboy getting desperate. He'll get it done here. Into the hairpin at 7. Oh, I think there was contact there. Little bit of contact into the rear of Fraser. Or Smith, sorry, was O'Fray. And that's cost him dearly. This time, though, it was Nagai-san having a look into the chicane at 8 and 9. Didn't quite get the move done. And this pack now, still 10 cars, but they're a little bit more strung out after all the battling as the temperature starts to rise in the closing stages, Corey.
This is the way that it always happens, Alex. The last handful of laps is when all the action really starts to come out and start getting going. Fraser not very happy about that move from Devantier. He's going to have to just get himself reset and going again here with just a sum of nearly 2 laps to go when they get to the start-finish line this time. All the chips are going to have to come out on the table. I think we're going to see some desperation moves starting to happen as just in front of Devantier, Nagai-san and Amadio starting to battle out a little bit, Alex.
Yeah, these guys looking through 14 into 15, coming through 16 now, but that's cost them their shot at 1. Realistically, it's only going to be between Tellini and Ortuga if these guys keep racing that way through the final sector. But again, they're all racking their brains as they go side by side now into turn 1 again for the lead and for the final spot on the podium. Very deep under brakes. All of them stretching the limits of grip as they exit turn 1 this time round for the penultimate time. All the chips on the table. These guys, as I say, racking their brains as side by side they go again through 3, the downhill braking zone. Now, on the exit, can they get it done this time round? Linus turn they go again. They're racking their brains trying to get past. It's still a riddle that's yet to be cracked in the Skippy in the first season that we've run here, Corey.
It definitely is, Alex. I think that 1 week is just not long enough for these guys to work out all the little nuances on this track. So if we see this one again next season, I reckon these guys are going to be turning up the action just that little bit more. But that's always the exciting thing about these new tracks, Alex. You just never know what's going to happen till you get everyone on track and running at the same time.
Oh, we're down to 9. We've lost one. Frey. He's had an incident coming into turn 1 by the looks. Just going to see what happened here. Oh, he's just looped it. He's got checked up under brakes there, or at least he outbraked himself potentially into turn 1 and avoided hitting Fraser for the second time, but just looped it, and that's cost him his shot at moving up in the top 10. But at the moment, Nagai-san having a look now. No, he pulls out of it. He braked hard there, very hard indeed. You can see the front of the car dip right down under braking. Thought better of it, perhaps, maybe now. See, this is the thing. You think 3 or 4 corners ahead, he's compromised the run of Tellini. He's perhaps thinking, maybe if I compromise him, he'll get less of a draft off the leader in Ortuga, and he can have a crack at him into turn 1. What do you reckon, Corey?
It's very well worth thinking that, Alex, because Nagai-san, a very intelligent racer, does a little bit of racing in real life as well. Spread the flag marshal, waving the white flag to signify the last lap of the race. But here comes Tellini now, trying to look to the outside of Ortuga. Definitely not going to have the run there. Lots of checkup going on the inside line. And now here comes Devantia trying to look for a move on Amadio, who's going to be on the outside for turn 2. A very difficult pass to make. Very deep they go. Amadio goes even deeper. Slide job into the position in front of Sam. The top 3 now starting to battle very hard as well, Alex.
Yeah, Nagai-san locking up the inside right on the run into turn 1. Nearly cost Amadio behind in the position to the Cowboy, but they remain as stations as usual here in the top 5, although they're busting a cut trying to get forward. You can only imagine what's going through their heads at this stage as they come into the turn 8, 9 chicane here. Once again, late turn in, straighten out and compromise the first one. Smash the second apex if you dare. Then grab third gear, swing it round, turn 10 through 11 this time round. Again through third gear, let it all run out, let it all hang out. Don't worry about the incident points now if you're not carrying too many, because it's time, as you say, Corey, to win it or wear it as they round turn 12 this, 11 this, no, I've lost my place, 13, jeepers. Swinging out to have a look up the inside is Amadio. What's going to happen here? He chucks it up the inside, but no. He runs it wide now. Devantia looking to have a look up the inside at 15. Is there contact? What's going on? Crunching. He's kept the boot into it and turned Nagai. Let's jump back up to the lead. We'll check that one out in the replays as we see Ortuga and Tellini running away with it. Amadio and Devantia looking to fight out the podium position, but it is Ortuga who takes it out, Corey, in one of the most eventful races we've seen in a very long time. Let's go see what happened in that final sector. They're going to come into the penultimate corner here at 15. What's going to happen here? They're running side by side. See, the attack that was put on the guy in the preceding corner meant Devantia had a sniff. Really got the elbows out there, and then, I don't know. How'd you see that one, Corey?
Honestly, Alex, that one was too close for even me to try and call there. Just real close, hard racing on the last lap. And I just think maybe just a little bit of a racing incident there. Not much anyone can do when you're fighting that hard on the last lap to try and get that win.
Yeah, tough one there. I'm not sure the room was there for the Cowboy. It's tough. He had the pace and nowhere to go. Anyway, Nagai-san, he's dropped a fair way down the order. But let's check out the results here tonight. May not have been a lot of overtaking. There may not a lot have been movement up in and up around the field. I think we've just finished, so I can grab the results. But there was a lot to see, a lot going on there, and I tell you what, I'm looking forward to coming back next season. Daniel Ortuga, the Scandinavian driver, apparently he's taken out his first win. Not entirely surprised, to be honest. He's a very strong skippy driver, as we've seen during the week. First time we've seen him have a win here on a Sunday night, though. Congratulations to him. Giuseppe Tellini for Doctors Wave Italy continues a very strong season for him. With second position, he was in that battle and that fight with Ortuga throughout the race, and has a strong finish as a result. Laura Samadio manages to hang on for third after avoiding that last lap incident. Devantia, similarly, for Speedy Snails, the ANZ driver hung on for fourth. Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns gets his first top 5 finish. I could see him waiting in the green room for a chat to Takumi Yamato. He has come up. How far did he come up? Oh, only 2 positions, but he's managed to grab P6 tonight. Oh, Kawabe, the quiet achiever. He sits there patiently all night, and he's got himself another top 10 finish there in 7th. Fraser Smith, after all the action that he saw, finishes in 8th. Julien Offray from France, he's finished in 9th after, he qualified not that great. I've got to say, I think he was down in 11th. Yeah, he was. And then that mid-race incident cost him again. So not where he wanted to be our series leader, but he's got drop rounds coming up, so that won't hurt him too much. Hayata Asaga, in his debut, the Japanese driver, he's finished inside the top 10. Naoya Nagai, in his return, the Japanese driver, managing to score some points, but after sticking on pole by, 4/10, not the result that he was looking for. Kevin Bugden rounds out the Sunday Night Lights scoring positions in 12th. Xavier Sanchez, the Iberian, in 13th.
No, definitely.
Hiroshi Ueda, the Japanese driver, in 14th, and Dimitri Filipides, we say he's from Asia, but I don't know. Anyway, he's 15th. Nick Vaughan Roberts for Two Fools Racing, he's finished in 16th. Vladimir Kiplich, the Eastern European driver, in 17th, and Braden Martin, unfortunately, he's not even our last driver, all the way down in 18th. ANZ driver, and 2 laps down, as it turns out, was young Corey Lean. Haven't seen a lot of Corey Lean this season, Corey, and perhaps that might be why he's finished down the tail there.
Very well could, Alex. It could also be a little bit of not really knowing this track and just not really having a good time of it. We know Corey's been struggling a little bit internet-wise as well. I noticed when we first came into the session, his ping was up in the 400 range. So that could possibly have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely could have done, mate. Could have been indeed. Let's grab some interviews now. I'm going to go in finishing order, which puts, I think, the Cowboy is the first one that we've got. We'll bring him up. Mr. Devantia, Sam. Mate, that was an eventful race. Tough to move forward, and the elbows came out late, mate. Tell us how you went in the end there.
First of all, I've got to apologise to Nagai-san. It was a bit of a poor move on my behalf, so apologies, Nagai-san. I'm really sorry. I don't race like that, genuinely. I'm one of the cleaner guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, mate. Looking at it back, you're probably right. You had the momentum. I mean, I think it was Amadio who tried to put the move through the previous corner at 14. That compromised the speed there, gave you a look up the inside, but probably just wasn't the space there to make it in the end there.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to pass at this track. Genuinely, like I sent it 3-1, 10-1 lap 1, and then go on the outside around here. There's just nowhere to pass. Like nothing to do. There's nothing I can do there. Like genuinely.
Yeah, mate, it's a tough one there, but still, you've had a good couple of weeks, mate. P4, you hung on there as well, so nothing too much to sneeze at there. I know Nagai's son will have no hard feelings. Just great to see him back, to be honest. But hopefully, mate, we'll see in the coming weeks. But is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Probably this team boss, Dennis, the Speedy Sale guys. It's mainly them. And no, it's not my birthday. If anyone's saying it's my birthday, it's not my birthday. It's not my birthday.
Perfect. All right, mate. Good to see you. And congrats on a good season to this point, mate. Look forward to seeing it continue.
Yep. See you guys.
There you go, Corey. Speedy Snails driver Sam Devantier, the cowboy, coming away with P4 tonight. He's had a podium before, a couple of top fives now, and certainly making his way through the Skippy ranks, that's for sure.
Well, Sam is another one who has been on the up and up for a while now. He's always been a really good driver, and he's just been absolutely stepping up his game every week. I think he's been logging a lot more hours throughout the week in the Skippy, just so he can get used to the car and track combinations a little bit more, which is always great to see because Cowboy is definitely on his way up through the ranks.
Yeah, mate. I think he's 6.2k at the moment through the driving the tractor while he's farming in the skips. Nah, seriously, he's doing pretty well. He's got good pace and he's getting good results to show for that hard effort. But secondly, tonight we're going to bring up in P5, which is his best position, I think, if I'm not mistaken. A very patient Vasco Sorowski. Was it patience or just that hard to move forward that saw you wait and rise to the top, so to speak, there, finishing in P5?
Hello, boys. That's mate. It's nearly impossible to get around someone here unless you're really shoving it down on them. And then if you did that, you don't want to ruin someone else's race, I suppose, too. So you hang there, and as it comes, and we're a bit lucky. We had I'm going to call it a mechanical issue with the second stage of the launch control at the beginning, and we lost about 3-4 spots because some clown forgot to let go of the paddle when he went to go change gears again. So we was stuck in second gear for about 50 meters or something like that. But yes, so that cost us. But yeah, it was good to see Sam get up there and. Mate, yeah, I know. I found this track during the week a really hard track to overtake unless you're really shoving it on someone because everyone's fairly quick and all the corners are so flowing. You could try in the chicane, but then you're just going to back everyone else up. But no, it was good. I'm over the moon, I'll be honest. So we'll take that and keep going.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Yeah, good to see you in the top 5 there, mate. The hard work's starting to pay off, and as did the patience tonight. As you say, it's very tough to get around someone here, particularly when the pace is relatively even. And if you look at the caliber, 4.8, soft again, it makes it tough to get forward. So top 5, mate, nothing to sneeze at. Up a couple of positions from where you qualified, and mate, onwards and upwards from here, eh?
No, thank you, boys, very much. I had the whole peanut gallery spotting for me at this race, so it was okay. It was interesting having 5 spotters all in your ear at the same time. Yes, thank you.
we spotted that earlier. Corey said he's got 3 spotters. What's going on there? Anyway, mate, congratulations, top 5 finish. Good to see the boys getting in amongst it. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, mate?
Mate, the usual crowd, Justin, Greg, Martin and Doug, and obviously my daughter Bethany, who's going to have to become a regular in my thank yous, and you guys, and obviously all the other races as well, mate. Thank you very much for everything you do.
Beautiful. Thanks, Bosco. We'll look forward to talking to you in the coming weeks, mate.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
There you go, Corey, one of the good ones, Mr. Sorowski. Great to see another ANZ driver getting a good result.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And, obviously that army of spotters that he had there tonight absolutely helped him getting into the top 5. And I could only imagine the torture that all 5 of them would have been putting him through all simultaneously while he was trying to run around this track and concentrate. And, it sounds like he had a great time doing it. And that is probably the number one thing at the end of the day is, just having fun as you come out here and race against some of the best Skippy drivers we can assemble from around the world.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And, having half a dozen people back in is not bad either. So it's good to see him out there having a good time. But we'll have a chat to our current series leader, Mr. Julian O'Fray. Julian, not the race you were looking for. Qualification didn't look to go your way tonight, and it's so tough to pass here, mate. Tell us, how was the drive for you?
Hello. Yes, I think all starting to turn wrong at the qualification. I missed my second lap, and after that, into the race, it was really, really difficult to pass, especially with Sam in front. It's a great driver and it's pretty hard. The track in itself, it's hard with passing, but with Sam in addition, it's pretty impossible.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And a long train of cars too. That top 10 really not spread or split up until the final lap or two of the race. Indeed. So very competitive here. Fun track to drive, I'd say. But yeah, I think the phrase of the week is tough to pass. So yeah, mate, look, hopefully bigger and better things for you to come. This, of course, not your best result, but drop rounds to come. So no doubt you're still on top of the table and looking forward to the season ahead, mate. Anyone, including your missus after the first year anniversary last week? I hope you got off all right for that, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
I want to say thanks to you, like usually, and that's all.
Beautiful. All right, mate. Great to talk to you, and hopefully, mate, we'll get the chance again in the coming weeks. Have a great week.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye.
There you go, Corey. That was Julian O'Fray. Of course, last week was his 1 year wedding anniversary, and he's here racing with us, if you can believe it. So good luck to him and Mrs. O'Fray. And we look forward to seeing them throughout the remainder of the season, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely, Alex, and congratulations on the 1 year anniversary to O'Fray. Sucks that I couldn't be here for that one then, hearing that. But he's a great driver. As I said, the after pass is definitely the word of the week this week, and hopefully next week will be much better. And it should be, with it being Laguna Seca, because that place always throws up just that little spice of entertainment, Alex.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Looking forward to it. Hopefully big numbers again. Look, I was rolling the dice this week. I wasn't sure who was going to show up and what sort of field we'd have, but the new track brought them out, and what an amazing race! Really, you could look at it in terms of there wasn't a lot of overtaking, but the strategy and the tension that built throughout the race, and you could see on any given straight there, like we said, partway through. Battles here, there, and everywhere, all within the top 10. Fascinating to watch as an observer of motorsport. So, really enjoyed it and look forward to coming back here next season. Corey, tell us, we might start wrapping up, mate. What do you got coming up? Tell the folks home what you're doing this week.
All right, so on the Wednesday over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, we're going to be going to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Unfortunately, I won't actually be doing that broadcast live on the Wednesday. I'll be pre-recording it, and you guys will be able to see it on the Thursday at its regular time of 11:20 a.m. Western Australia time. That is 2:20 p.m. for the Eastern States viewers. On Friday, I'm going to be looking at getting back into the chat AI racing. I've been getting a little bit lazy with that, and I want to be bringing that one back. Apart from that, there'll be little bits of GTA roleplay coming in throughout the week. I've got a criminal character now over in the Not Pixel server, so that's going to be a little bit of fun. And it's back here with you next week to commentate at the Laguna Seca Raceway, Alex.
Beautiful. All right, folks. Make sure you check out the Locked On iRacing podcast, where each Wednesday we put out the news, views, and all the goings on in the ANZ iRacing community, including a full wrap of tonight's SNL race. Good stories to tell there. Also, everything Sunday Night Lights, or the top split, is on your screen at the moment. Join us in the Discord, where you can keep up to date with everything that's going on with SNL, and the Top Split YouTube channel, of course, is where you'll find all the race replays, including this and the rest of the 25 seasons of Monday and Sunday Night Lights. And, of course, each and every Sunday night, we are here, Corey and I, on Top Split TV on Twitch. But for now, folks, on behalf of the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. Thank you so much for joining us, both on track and off. We really do appreciate the support. And until next time, ciao for now.